Hey Blue Cheese!
Welcome to Hey What?
I'm Emily.
I'm Zach.
I'm Brian.
And I'm Talal.
And today we're going to be talking to Emily about advocacy.
Outreach.
Advocacy.
Chairmans.
And plans for what Blue Cheese is doing over the summer.
So, Emily,
Me.
outreach.
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
Oh, okay. We're just jumping in.
It's just, we start and then we just go off in a conversation
Cool.
eventually.
Outreach is really cool. I love it. I think everyone else should be more involved in it. Basically, Basically, it's all about helping our community. We focus on STEM outreach, and we are really looking to expand our outreach program here at Blue Cheese this upcoming year. We do different events to bring STEM out to the community. Particularly, we like to bring STEM to underserved communities. So we work a lot with the Sacred Heart Center. You have a thought?
Is that a no?
No, you're just reading off our chairman's script.
I wrote the chairman's script, okay?
I memorized the chairman's script.
It's just my brain.
I
Anyway.
haven't seen the chairman's anything, so I have no idea.
Yeah,
You
chairman's
don't do your research before a podcast episode?
This is as much research as I did. I went through the Slack and found things that sounded like outreach. And then
I need to check Slack.
So when you're doing outreach, like when you're working with all these kids, what's like your favorite reaction?
Oh my god, I love all of them. Okay. But my favorite, I'm sorry, I'm getting all emotional now, and then I'm not gonna...
Think of the cookies.
Okay. Alright,
The
cookies.
emotional support cookie jar.
Emotional support cookie jar. Okay, I think my favorite, I remember this one girl at the Sacred Heart Center camp that we did when this was my freshman year, or the summer after my freshman year, and when we first started, that's the cookie jar. I'm sorry. So when we first started, she was really against getting involved in any of the activities. She didn't really engage with any of us on the team or any of the other students. And she was really just misunderstood. So I gave her some more personal attention, like one-on-one interaction. And slowly throughout the week, she's so cute. She started to warm up to me. And then once we sort of had a working relationship, we could do these STEM activities together, and by the end of the week she was having so much fun, and I would walk in on Friday and she would just run up to me and hug me, and I love it. I love it when you start with a kid who is not interested at all, and then just by listening to them and giving them a little bit of attention, they can really open up their minds to trying these new activities that could seem scary otherwise.
So, what are those activities?
Yeah,
I'm glad you asked. We have a number of STEM activities. We're always looking for new ones that we can try, but some of our classics, in-person camps, we use Autobots, which are little tiny robots, if you don't know, which are little circles.
At the summer camps?
Yeah.
Weren't they like a robot? Did they change that?
Legos.
We have a Lego Robotics camp.
Because I remember doing that one back when I was 5th grade.
No, okay. That's the Lego Robotics camp. This is
Okay.
at another camp.
Okay.
We have many camps.
And now you're a senior of the robotics team. That's funny how that works.
Yeah, that was really
That was
funny.
really smooth, Zach.
And not awkward.
No, okay, anyway, so we use Autobots, which basically, it's really cool. You can draw a line, with a marker, and the Autobot has a sensor on the bottom of it, so that it can see that line and follow it, and then there are different commands you can do with, different colors. So, if you did, red, blue, it would, spin in a circle or something. And that's always really popular with the kids.
What I'm hearing is it's better than our robot.
I'm not gonna answer that. Okay. So, we also do other activities, some simpler ones, human robot. So, we would have a human player.
Dressed up as a robot.
I call robotics people just robot people or robot humans. So it sometimes gets mixed up in my brain whether or not we are humans or robots.
Cyborgs.
Yes, the difference between humans and robots is very hard.
I hear some sarcasm in that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I was invited here.
That is true.
You were voluntold, let's be honest.
Yeah.
You have
A
a
little
cookie
bit.
jar.
Hey,
Yeah, you have
know
my cookie
what?
jar.
Yeah.
It's my favorite cookie jar.
I
The
like
thing
the
is,
cookies
people
in it.
listening to this, Emily has a cookie jar. Brian made cookies.
I'm
You also
holding
can't
it.
see my thumbs
Yeah,
up.
I'm just I like it. It's cookies, it's comforting. Like a
So-
teddy bear.
So back to outreach.
Right.
Back to what we're doing.
So you talked about like a lot of summer programs.
Yeah.
What kind of stuff have you like handled during like school time, like during school hours?
Yeah, okay, so during school, it's harder to do the camps, especially with the kids, since they're in school as well. But we tend to do a lot of other activities. We do a lot of demos. In fact, we have 2 coming up at the Twin Hickory Center, and then we also have one at a local,
Short Park Elementary School.
that place. Yeah. So at an elementary school for their spring fling. And we do plenty of other ones at festivals, at parades. We demoed at Governor Northam's inauguration parade. And that's pretty much just bringing our robot out and letting kids and other people see it, see what we do. And it's pretty fun. I like, especially when we use like our bots that shoot balls, we can sometimes shoot them to the kids and have them catch them and stuff like that, or we'll let the kids drive our robot. But we also do other activities like our Lego on the Go bags and our STEM activity kits. And those are both things that we prepare and send out to underserved shelters, communities, and other places that might need them. In fact, our Lego math kits have been like sent to places here in the US, but also abroad. So I think that's really cool that it's reached so far.
Speaking of abroad, I've heard those like paper
Dean and
GPS
Woody.
Oh yeah,
Geocaching?
Dean
Yeah,
Newman.
so we have, so like there's Flat Stanley, right? I think everyone,
Yes.
yeah,
Flat
elementary
Stanleys.
school, it happens. So we created a program a while back called Flat Dean and Woody. Dean and Woody are kind of like first, like,
It's like the Stanley of first.
yeah, it's the Stanley of first.
Describing-
I'm trying to, like,
No, I said that is a good way.
Yeah.
yeah. And so we made these Flat Dean and Woodies, and we send them out with our team members or their families whenever they go somewhere. And so they have traveled from everywhere. They went to the North Pole. That's a really cool photo.
Really cool.
Really cold.
so
that
funny.
pains
Yeah,
me.
it was really nice.
Oh, okay, you can leave. Okay, yeah. So we also have the geocaching travel bugs, which also travel internationally.
Yeah, geocache.
I didn't know
Geocache.
we did any geocaching things.
You do
It's
It's because you didn't watch our chairman's presentation.
Well, yeah, but I also associate geocaching with Boy Scouts, so not robotics.
Where are we? What
You know,
shirt are you wearing?
since
Yeah.
2010, we've sent 8 Flat Dean and Woody geocaching travel bugs
Oh my God,
over
it's a lot.
158,000 miles to spread first in
I'm
900.
never gonna
I
be
have
able
a
to
question.
forget that.
I have a
This is
question.
just
Are
gonna-
you reading the chairman's script?
Yes, and you shouldn't have to pull that up. You should just know that.
I knew the script. I didn't know the numbers.
That means you don't know the script.
I know my part of the script. That's not my part of the script.
How am I supposed to know
It's
what part of the script is your part of the
crystals.
script? You didn't let me go and watch
You
you guys
didn't
perform
watch
it.
the
I asked
Well,
to when
well.
you guys were practicing
Well,
in the
now
hotel
that,
room.
now that we're on this topic,
I asked to go watch, and you guys locked me out of the room to close the door in my face.
Oh, yeah. You didn't
I
want to be in that
remember
room.
that.
Okay.
We never close the door on anyone.
Anyway,
Emily doesn't.
Anyway,
I don't.
Someone else might have.
Anyway, now that we're on this
Blue
topic,
Cheese is an open organization to anyone.
now that we're on this topic, what's the deal with chairmans?
Oh, yeah, cool. So Chairman's is actually, unexpectedly for most people, the most prestigious award in FIRST. FIRST is not just about robots. Oh my god, I've said that so many times. But it's really true. The main focus of our team and of the FIRST mission is to spread STEM and improve our communities and improve access to STEM and STEM education. And the Chairman's Award is basically what that revolves around, and it's how we demonstrate what outreach we've done and advocacy. So for the Chairman's Award, you submit Chairman's essay and executive summaries, and then you have the presentation and your Chairman's video. So we answer a bunch of questions that they give us about all of our different advocacy and outreach, and then we have a 7-minute presentation. and that's why Talal and I have a lot of lines memorized. And during this presentation, we get to talk directly with the judges afterward when they ask us questions. And then if you win, you get your chairman's video played, which this year, thanks to our wonderful media team, is amazing, and you should definitely go check it out. YouTube, you can look up 1086 Blue Cheese 2022 chairman's video. It's very funny. I recommend it.
It is in fact very funny.
Speaking of chairman's videos, I understand like a lot of times in the past you featured NAC, which is like our National
Advocacy. Yeah.
Conference.
Mhm.
Yes.
And
You've been-
SASA, the Student Association for STEM Advocacy,
I haven't.
where we donated $5,000.
Yeah, I haven't like been to NAC or done SASA before. Can you I know you have. Can you tell us more about it?
Yeah, so I can tell you a little bit about it, but I actually have only been to the virtual NAC. I didn't get the chance to go to the in-person NAC, much to my regret, but I do know about it. So basically, we were one of the founding members of NAC, which is really cool. And what happens is that during the summer, you can send up team members, not just from our team, but from many other teams from multiple different states, locations, national. And we go to Washington, D.C., and the first day you have different sessions where you actually learn how to talk to legislators and how to promote your agenda. And then the next following days, we actually go out and meet with different representatives and we lobby for different bills that we find important. In the past, we've actually helped pass a number of bills relating to STEM education, including SB 246, which granted $30,000 to STEM competition teams at schools with at least 40% free lunch students. So we generally support bills that will further either STEM funding or STEM education funding or STEM education in general.
Yeah, so we've led sessions at NEC to train attendees on state-level advocacy. We run and hosted an advocacy workshop, and we have presented with the first Team Rush at the World Championships.
First Team Russia?
For us, Team Rush.
Team Rush,
Okay.
yeah.
There's a team called Rush.
Yeah, building off of the National Advocacy Conference, there's also a new organization called SASA, the Student Association for STEM Advocacy.
Kind of sassy.
It is.
Now you need to leave.
Now you need to leave. Yeah, no. So
you would think I would be used to these awful puns by now, being on Blue Cheese.
Or whatever it was.
SASA.
Yeah.
Sassa.
So
Oh, I thought
every
you were
year,
speaking about Opus 42. I was like, what?
us, the creators of Opus. I meant the cheese. Okay, so every year we name our robots after cheese. Blue Cheese, Hey Blue Cheese, etc.
Hey, what?
And this year we named our robot Opus 42, which most people would be like, huh, what? That's a cheese? Yes, it is.
That was
a cheese.
the
I didn't think
reaction.
about it.
That was the reaction when we voted on the name for the robot.
Yeah. But, okay, we chose it because Opus and music, and that's cool. And also 42, Hitchhiker's Guide, yes.
It's a really fun number.
Yeah. And it turns out Opus 42 is actually a pretty rare cheese that's only made in this one place in Maine. And since it's a pretty rare cheese and none of us on the team have actually ever tried it, one of our mentors wanted to buy some so we can have a sort of taste test. They were going to buy a pound of cheese. And it turns
How
out
much did that escalate to?
it turns out Opus 42 is really expensive and we can't afford that.
Oh.
But the owner of the
It's like a small robot.
yeah
Like how
yeah.
expensive?
I don't remember.
But
It's a bit.
yeah. So the creator of the cheese Opus 42 heard about our robot and it was like, "You made a robot named after my cheese? That's really cool." And she actually sent us a whole wheel of cheese for free. So we got $600 worth of cheese. Yeah, and we're gonna try it at our banquet, which is coming up, and I think we're all pretty excited.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And we also get to Zoom with her and talk, and we get to learn about the cheese making process. How cool is that?
So what's gonna happen is we're gonna learn about cheese culture.
I mean, that one's at least somewhat cheese related.
That's like not even that bad. I hate it. Okay, but hey, what? That's so cute.
You have to thank Mr. Wilson for that one. We were arguing about Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse. Trying to make cheese puns out of that. Everyone else was saying it was too long.
It was too long.
I don't think it's too long.
It is.
I don't think it is.
Hey, what is very, very light on the tongue.
Hey, blue
Anyway.
cheese.
I like.
Back to
What's
actual
that smell?
advocacy.
Smell
Boom.
what?
Show.
That's
What
like
that smell?
no, it
Blue
was
cheese.
smell.
Mr. Kalish made a new cheer where it's like
No.
blue cheese.
Hey, what?
Don't.
What's that smell?
Don't do that one. I hate that one. As the
And she's
cheer-
like, "Do you smell that?" And I'm like, "Smell what?"
It's
What's that?
spirit.
So back to speaking of cheers at competitions, only like
Only like
6
Talol
to
cheers.
7, only like 6, only 6 to 7.
Talol's the only person you can
yeah.
hear
people in
cheering.
the pits.
Okay.
And we're like an 84.
65% rookies and 35% veterans.
So there's a lot of people in the stands watching. So, what like?
Women and non-binary people make up 35% of the team and 71% of leadership.
So Emily, you're like down
Yeah.
by the pits. You're like in charge of like all like the inter-team relations. So like,
Yeah.
how can you?
I mean, you
like,
commanded us to go talk to other teams.
I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
I sort of just fell into the role.
So like how well? It's a question about
Kai,
cheering, but I don't know how.
Kai said I socialize with other teams so they don't have to.
Basically.
Yes. You socialize with the team so no one else has to.
Yeah.
Basically.
Because, I mean, if you can imagine people on this are not
Orion's
the
our
most social.
scouting person, though.
People who do robotics are not always the most social
Yeah.
people.
I mean,
So-
I don't understand myself sometimes. I have social anxiety. Why do I do this to myself?
I don't know what y'all
I
are
mean,
on.
you're good at it. You're good at talking to other teams.
It's fun.
As far as cheers go,
Cheers.
we do it to spread our team spirit.
Yeah.
Not sure how much of our team
Okay.
contributes to that spirit.
I will say this year I was a little disappointed with the cheering. And I'm
Zach,
not.
Talol, and I, and
Okay,
You know,
I
okay.
definitely
I
don't blame
actually-
Talal because you have to save
yeah,
your voice for chairmans.
Talol was banned
Yeah.
from cheering for a while so he could save his voice.
Okay, I've actually
But
invested in a megaphone.
Yes.
So,
I thought you were a megaphone
Okay,
already.
no.
we're-
No, the problem isn't. Okay, I'm not going to say completely because cheerleaders, you do have to learn more of our iconic cheers because we've lost a couple.
boom, shawada wada boom,
Yes.
bang bang boom.
Shawada wada, this is how we shake our thing. But no, we need more participation from everyone on the team. But I do think that next year is going to be better because, I mean, this year no one had been to a competition practically until districts. And that's sort of where, at competitions, that's where you really find that team spirit. And so definitely by that, like, quarterfinal match, even the kids who were reluctant to cheer in the beginning, like, everyone was on their feet. And I think that sort of got everyone, like, excited seeing what we can actually do. And so I'm thinking next year it's going to be
This
better.
is what I think, a bright pink megaphone,
Yes.
right? That's or a blue one.
Or
I think,
blue.
I mean, you gotta go with our
You gotta
colors.
go blue and yellow.
Okay,
Yeah.
Despite how much I want a pink megaphone,
Yeah.
you do have to go with blue and yellow.
anyway, yeah. So I have one,
Can we
but
change our
one?
color?
huh?
Yeah, can we change to
Pink cheese?
That's an awful idea.
What's that? What's the pink? It's like the
Mold.
No, that's what blue cheese is.
There's like a what's the one where it's like red rind?
Mozzarella.
No.
Uh,
you know the spreadable cheese.
No,
I have
no idea.
no idea what
Not
you're talking about.
pimento, but it's like orange and red.
We need to
That's not
we
pink.
need to work on our cheese knowledge. This is why
Yes.
we need the cheese podcast.
So
Hoop
yes.
cheese. Baker's
Oh,
red
wait,
ring
wait.
cheese.
Favorite cheeses.
Favorite cheese.
Favorite cheeses?
Go.
Mozzarella, obviously.
Parmesan.
I was gonna say that.
Parmesan.
Parmesan is so good. Okay. I'm sorry.
I like using it in cooking.
It's a very good cheese.
That's a good cheese pun, Zach. You can learn from Talal. I can too, but I don't want to address that.
Anyway,
I'm
back
bad with that.
to like the whole point.
Right.
So
Um,
I want to speak more about other teams, especially cheering.
Mhm.
The team next to us, one of the teams next to us at D Champs, what team number was Orcas?
Oh, orcas.
Well, it was an orca. It was a team with an orca mascot, and like every time they appeared. They did like really like catch like
Orca.
yeah, they did squats while shouting orcas, and it was like very fun to do.
Also you'll see like once you go to
that was a Maryland
that was really
team.
good.
Was it the Cavaliers?
There is a dude dancing the entire time, which is very impressive.
He is, yeah. Okay, no, you'll see once you go to like a number of competitions, you'll pick up on other teams' cheers, and so you can't not, and just all of the cheers just sort of spread throughout like First Chesapeake, and so it's really cool just like knowing everyone else's cheers and cheering for them as well.
Especially when you're on the same alliance.
Yes,
and they like start your cheer.
Oh my god, I got to do the orca squat with the orcas. That was so cool.
When we were
that was during Oh my god, I love
the Titans, they were starting our cheers. If you heard
and
that.
we were doing
that.
that.
That's really cool.
Yeah. So now that we've talked about advocacy, what are we going to do this summer, Emily? What are our plans?
Ask Kieran.
That's a good question.
Kieran.
Kieran. That's our other advocacy person.
I don't actually know that person.
It's because she goes to a different school, so she does a lot of virtual stuff with us. She's great, though.
That's why I wouldn't know
We
them.
love her. She was in our chairman. It's because you didn't watch
I haven't
the chairman's.
seen the chairman's video. I was not allowed to go watch you guys practice.
This is why Brian's on the fed up list. Feta.
You made the same pun twice. You
I
already
know
did
I did.
feta.
And that's what blue cheese is all about.
Repetitive puns.
Okay, but like, yeah.
Anyway,
Okay.
we've steered a bit far away from advocacy since it's been virtual for the last couple of years. But what are we thinking this summer?
Are we doing summer camps again?
I think we're starting summer camps back up.
You mean advocacy or outreach?
Outreach.
Yeah, this summer. So, like I said, we have the 2 demos coming up. And those are the 2 things that I think like are solidified. But there's a couple really cool projects that I'm so excited, and I'm also so mad that I'm leaving the team this year. So our
one of the people that's helping us
director,
is
I
wouldn't say director, is being mean and saying that we have to stay on topic, and I think the whole point of the podcast is to go off topic.
Okay.
But going off topic is what makes the podcast fun.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I mean, part of this is going to a lot of alumni, hopefully as well, and I think part of this like back and forth between team members is what they might miss as well.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
I'm gonna miss it.
You're gonna miss it. I mean, once you're an alumni, you can come back on the podcast and tell us how it's going.
Okay.
I mean, I assume I'm gonna get dragged here to do.
No, you definitely are. You definitely are. Ah, yes.
I couldn't see what she said. Can you try repeating it?
Choice 4-letter Germanic derivative word that is not very kind.
In Shakespeare's time, it was the equivalent of biting your thumb.
In sign language?
In sign language, no.
Just remember, we have to keep this PG.
Anyway,
they can't see what I'm doing.
That's true.
Anyway, so outreach. What's up with the firemen?
Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah.
So
forgot about that.
I am so excited about this because our local fireman department actually reached out to us because they have a drone department, except their words, not mine. They are old and don't know technology things. They didn't look that old. You guys are great.
They didn't look that old.
No.
Oh, yeah, they could be listening to this.
Yeah.
They are seasoned veterans.
Like last episode, we were talking to Mr. Wilson about how he's not old. He's just aged with cheese.
He's just aged.
Yes.
Yeah. And aged cheese is always better.
So what the drones do?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So they currently buy their drones pre-manufactured, whatever, but the different softwares with them and the different sensors, they have a lot of ideas for some really cool new technology, and they even have like amazing ambitions to create their own drones, except they need some help with the software side of things and programming and just diving into that sort of world where we're more experienced. And so especially some of our drone crazy kids like Tashi, are very excited about this, and we already talked with them, we got to meet them, and after our exam season is sort of over, so excited.
Week or two?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we're gonna try to dive more into this. It's gonna be a long project, but we'll go over to their space, learn more about their drones, the hardware aspect of what they're doing, and then learn, like, we haven't used specifically the software that they've been using, so it's going to be a bit of a learning curve for both of us, but we're going to figure it out together, and we do have a bit more background to help us get there a bit quicker. And so yeah, I'm very excited to see what happens with that.
How do they get in contact with us?
Yeah, how did they find out?
Okay, so their fire station is like walkable distance from our school. So they
at
yeah, it's the one that's
16 or 19?
It's the one that's
The
right
one that's
down
right behind the school, or the one that's further down the road?
Okay, so like
So yeah, they're walkable distance from us.
So
Yes.
so they
Both of the ones we were talking about.
so they heard about us, and they sort of know what we do, since we are pretty well known in our community through our demos and everything. And they thought, hey, those kids are doing some pretty cool with robots. Things with robots. We want to do some pretty cool things with robots. Maybe we can do some pretty cool things with robots together.
So, Blue Cheese, we've gotten a lot of members this year, and by a lot I mean like we have a lot of members. So
64% rookies.
Yeah, there's 65% rookies.
Oh.
But
Got that
That's
1%.
Crystal's part.
yeah.
That part doesn't. That person is fine.
Okay. Anyway,
They won't.
the question now becomes: what can all these new members do for outreach?
Oh, okay. Show up. Like, please. I know, especially when I was a rookie, it can be scary not exactly knowing what you're getting into. Like, can I actually do anything here? I don't know what I'm doing. Just show up. We've got you. Like, we can give you tasks. But if you are passionate about helping your community, about helping this team, then come talk to us. We will give you something to do, I promise. But like our upcoming demos at Short Pump Elementary.
School.
Thank you, Ryan.
Aren't you the lead of this stuff?
I'm awful at names, okay?
You went to Short Pump Middle School. Let's use your that.
Oh my god, I did. I forgot what elementary school I went to. I was trying to figure it out.
Middle school.
Wow,
You went to Shady Grove Elementary School.
I can't believe you got Duelage already.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
no.
pretty good.
You know, like those password questions where they're like
You were
the.
in TSA?
I was.
I didn't remember that.
She was
I was
literally.
the vice president.
She got like the most awards in our
I was
in
a
her
bit
last
busy
year.
arguing with Raghav and what's his face.
No, we
To
don't
remember
if
anything.
we speak his name, he gains power.
Wait, no. We don't talk about TSA in robotics.
Oh yeah.
True, Wilson does hate it.
Yeah. Cut this part out. Okay. What were we talking about?
We were talking about
Short
going
Pump.
to Short Pump
Right.
Elementary School,
Yeah.
not middle school.
Yeah. So, normally for things like that, especially like our camps and everything, a little bit before the demo or the camp, we'll send out in Slack a sign up form or an interest form. So keep your eye out, keep your ear out, check Slack, join the advocacy channel, and the outreach channel while you're at it.
Is there an advocacy? I thought there was only outreach.
There's a lot
There's
of
an
shit.
There's
Yeah.
not? Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
You should join it. Go do that.
I'm doing it.
Okay.
What exactly do we go demo at those schools? Like, what do we do there?
So we bring our robot and we show the kids what we can do. And then we also try to make it interactive with the kids. So a lot of the times we will let the kids drive our robot, or we will like play catch basically with the robot and the kids. We also have our STEM activities that we do there. So we'll do the paper airplanes. We'll do binary bracelets. We'll do the human robot game. But yeah, definitely keep your ears out. There could be some really fun stuff coming up. So yeah.
I do have a curveball question for you. If you can change one thing from your time in robotics, that's not COVID.
Oh man.
What would it be?
Oh gosh. Okay. So like, this is really tough for me because I love chairmans and I love advocacy and outreach. But one of the reasons I did join robotics is because I'm a female person, human being, and
You couldn't tell.
yeah, yeah, I identify as a girl. Cool. And stereotypically, there hasn't been as much representation of females in STEM, and so
There's like 8 girls in our CIT year, so.
we have a pretty good amount of girls on this team, but we still need more. If you are a female interested in STEM or media or outreach, please join Blue Cheese.
Or podcast.
Yes.
Or podcast.
If you want to join the team just to do this, we do need more people for next year.
We do need more people for next year.
Oh yeah.
look in
Everyone
the
sitting
corner.
here, except for Talal, even though Mr. Wilson thinks you are seniors.
Mr. Candlish thinks I'm a senior.
Yes.
Yeah.
When I met you, I assumed you were a senior.
Got
He's
senior
tall.
energy.
He's mature.
He
He
also
doesn't act like a little kid.
he has senioritis.
I've had senioritis, bro. Don't take this many AP classes.
Okay. What was I talking about?
What you would
Females
change?
on the team.
Oh,
Right. What I would change. So, yeah, I wanted to be on this team, especially because, my mom was a teacher. My grandma was a nurse. Before that, a seamstress. All very stereotypically female professions. And I want to go into STEM and sort of do what my mom couldn't. And even though I love chairmans and advocacy, I'm on programming, which is STEM, but I wish I had learned more about build. Programming and outreach have
Plug,
been...
go and suck it, robot work.
Programming and outreach
Sometimes
have
a bit
been
more
my...
complicated. No. It's not more complicated.
You hit hard. You hit hard till shape good.
Yes, that does work, but sometimes
You kick
of it.
robot until work.
That
5
isn't
hours
always
a chain.
true.
Yeah, so back on topic. So programming and outreach have been my main sub-teams, which I love. But I really wish I had learned more about builds and CAD. Also, not only because they're really interesting, but learning about those and our different sub-teams can help you a lot with programming. Understanding how the robot actually works, surprisingly, helps you make it do stuff. And even with outreach and advocacy and chairmans, it's really important to know what our team does.
Like
That
how
way-
the rookies this year are learning, the build rookies are learning CAD and vice
Mhm.
versa.
Yeah. So even if you're mainly on one sub-team, at least know the basics of the others, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
I know how you scratch, so that's...
I don't.
I only know a tiny
I
bit
never
of Python,
never
that's it.
learned block coding.
I mean, just
I'd much rather do a Java project than a block coding program.
just talking about your time on this team, usually people join a robotics team to do robotics.
Mhm.
So what kind of got you into the advocacy space in the first place?
So there's 2 reasons. I think I was attracted to chairmans because there's a lot of writing involved with that, and I don't know, writing is pretty cool, and I've always been fairly decent at it. But then the outreach and advocacy, everyone on our team, regardless of what sub-team you're in, participates in outreach and advocacy through our camps, our demos, reaching out to legislators, etc. And so I think the first camp that I went to, or the first demo, actually getting out there and seeing the impact that this stuff makes, kind of got me hooked.
Hooked on First for Life.
So,
yeah, you could say that.
So after the team, what do you plan on doing after the team, after college? What are you going to
That's
college
so
for?
frightening.
What are you going to college for it?
I am going to Virginia Tech, and I am majoring in business information technology.
All the fun ones.
Yeah, although I'm kind of thinking of switching to CS, but I might do minor. We'll figure it out. I don't have like a specific like this is my dream job. This is what I want to do. But I do know that I love technology. I love programming, and I love working with people. And so I chose information technology like management because it can allow me to work on so many different projects. I could join like practically every field industry incorporates technology. So I could like, I don't know, work at a transportation company. I could work with finance, pretty much anything, art, even podcasts, you know. Yeah, so I don't know specifically what I want to do, but I do know that I want it to involve technology and working with people, and I want it to be something impactful, something that will make a difference, if not directly through my work, then through the company I work with.
Are you still planning on being involved with FIRST?
Oh yeah.
You're
I
planning
can't, I can't escape.
You're planning on coming back and doing things with Blue Cheese?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Mr. Wilson was talking about how he's sad that most people don't.
Mm-hmm.
Can he hear me? It doesn't.
No, it
can. It's just I'm quiet.
It's
Okay.
fun. It's amplified.
No, I don't see how I couldn't, honestly. I love this team too much. I'm gonna miss you guys.
We had this whole tangent with Wilson too yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, wasn't yesterday.
It's weird because some of our team members have been like going to the same school since like elementary school.
All three of us.
And it's like,
Yeah, that's why you know what elementary school is.
Yes, I know what elementary school and middle school
Even
you went
if I
to,
don't.
despite you not knowing which ones you went to.
I'm leaving. I'm so sad.
Oh, that's what we were talking about. We were talking about being sad.
Yeah.
Shady
No,
room doesn't
I
make me
mean,
sad.
4 years on this team, and even more with a lot of the people on this team. I mean, we've gotten so close, and even like my rookies, I love you guys. You and Crystal and Kieran. I'm like, you guys are gonna do great, and I'm really, really proud of you. But I'm so sad, like that I'm not gonna be there with you.
A new person was to come in. What is one piece of advice you would give them? Just like any rookie, any person, anyone looking to get in this.
I practiced this with Germans. Yeah, I'm down. Oh yeah. Also, in Germans, you have to answer questions. We do a lot of question practice.
I was going to ask questions, but you didn't let me.
Okay.
I'm going to keep bringing that up.
Okay.
Okay. If my advice that I would give to anyone coming into this team as a new team member, anyone on the team currently, or anyone just in general in any other field or whatever you're doing, is ask questions. And don't just ask questions, but ask a lot of questions, and ask the same questions over and over again until you get an answer that makes sense. So, like, if you ask a question and the answer that you get doesn't
Makes sense.
Yeah. If you don't understand it, then keep asking. The same person, a different person. But I mean, you're not gonna get anything out of this unless you put the initiative into it. So if you want to learn, if you want to really have this be a rewarding experience, ask questions and get involved. Put yourself into this team.
yeah, something like that. Is it impossible to do?
Yeah. Impossible.